Adding Guyana to my do not travel list for the foreseeable future. I'm sorry, I've seen what I needed to see and I will not be planning any vacations there. So if you haven't seen it, there is a travel vlogger. His channel is called Jump Travel Documentary. He's a black man from France and he went to Guyana and obviously was vlogging. And the way that he was treated was horrible. It was horrible. And it wasn't even like it was just one bad interaction. The people treated him so terribly. It was honestly pitiful. It like literally made you feel bad how badly they treated this man. And I just know that if he was a white tourist, he would not have got treated like that. He would have got catered to. Like, it was disgusting. Not only was he harassed while minding his business, he was physically assaulted. He was physically assaulted. And I know a lot of Guyanese people were in the comments trying to say, well, he shouldn't have been walking around recording. That does not give you a right to hit somebody. It would be one thing if the person said, hey, can you make sure I'm not in your video? I'm not on camera. And he maybe got combative with them, but literally just went up to him and smacks him in the face because he was recording. Like, you do realize that you're a country that has tourism and people want to document their travel. Like, he was so, kind and respectful and excited to like really immerse himself in Guyanese culture and, go to the street markets. And the people were so cruel to him, even trying to like, the way they were trying to upcharge him was actually crazy. Trying to charge him junk, literally trash off the street, was trying to like get him to buy it from them for, thousands of dollars Guyanese. Like, it was really a hard watch. And I'm sorry if a 6'3" man who can defend himself was met with that much hostility. I know that as a woman, I would not feel safe there. I would not feel safe there based on how they treated that man. And again, it was not one interaction. It was multiple interactions of just blatant disrespect and just rude behavior. Like, that was actually sad. I feel really bad. Like, I would be so upset if I spent my money and I'm coming here with good intentions. I'm excited. He really enjoys traveling and learning about different countries, and I'm met with such hostility.
Hey, what's up? Sorry?
That's how the camera, your mother stand people.
You touch me.
Anthony D'Olivero, the host of the Jumps Travel documentary channel on YouTube, was assaulted while vlogging in Georgetown on his recent trip to Guyana. This was a lowlight.
Right guys, welcome back to this particular YouTube channel. My name is Mr. J and this is Mr. J Diaspora. And just in case if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are still on our journey to 1,000 subscribers. Now guys, let's get straight to the topic of the day. Now, one thing I know about the black community or the blacks, they are very sensitive on how you treat them, or ever how you treat their brothers. Now, how you treat them will determine whether they will come again or whether they will tell their brothers to come to that particular place. And that's why you saw how when Aisha Speed came to Kenya, came to Africa, the people in Africa tried to their best to portray how they're good, how they're welcoming to the Americans, to the other black, so that many more black Americans or so many more people can come to their countries. Now, when it comes to Guyana, you see, only one particular event has cost them. Now, the black people are saying that they are not going to visit there because of that particular event. Because if you can treat someone who is just a YouTuber like that, how would you treat other people? That actually means that you're not a welcoming person. You hate black people, because if a white person can come and do the same thing and you will not have a problem with him or her, but when a black person comes and do that, you have a problem, and you are actually even hitting him. That's bad. So the black people are saying that they are not going to Guyana anymore. They are not visiting Guyana anymore. There is no chance of them going to Guyana. Me too, I'm saying so. Let's get into more videos, then we'll come back and talk more about this story.
This was a lowlight in a week of bad publicity for tourism in Guyana, sparking discussions about tourism, hospitality, Guyanese culture, and filming in public. Guyanese are generally perceived to be warm and hospitable towards tourists. However, in my 10+ years of experience, I've noticed that filming in public exposes a glaring double standard. While Guyanese are generally averse to being on camera, unless they have something to complain about, they tend to be a lot less hostile if the person holding the camera is white. Of course, there have been other black influencers and vloggers who've had different experiences, like Wodamayo, who exists in a completely different niche and is way more popular than Anthony is. From what I've seen of his channel on YouTube, Anthony is typically a jovial, warm person, and his interactions tend to be polite and respectful. You don't have to take my word for it, you can go check out his channel. I'm also not entertaining any arguments about him filming in a rough part because it's the market and we've seen vloggers film in way rougher places than that. In fact, we've seen vloggers film in the same spaces with very different results. And for those talking about filming in public, in Guyana, if you're in public, it's more likely that you're on camera than you are off camera. Think about it. The government has cameras all over the place, especially in high traffic areas like the markets. Then there's businesses and private buildings with CCTV cameras covering their perimeter and entrances. What about the thousands of cars with dash cams, ring cameras, meta glasses, and then of course, any and everyone with a smartphone? Looking at the video, you can see that this was very clearly just a passing interaction, not one where Anthony set up his camera, pointed it at these guys, and was clearly looking to start something. He was walking, going about his way on the vlog. And I think we can all agree that immediately resorting to assault is not the best way to handle a situation like that. Which is why it's good to see that the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce released a statement condemning the attack. It's clear that when we're confronted with issues like these, it becomes a discussion about Guyanese culture, caught between prejudices and stereotypes of the past and habits and practices of the present. And it might be time for us to accept that life in Georgetown is not as nice, pretty and perfect as we like to portray, even when the cameras aren't rolling. Regardless, as Guyana gets more popular, there will be many more solo travelers and vloggers looking to document their experiences.
People get slapped in New York City every day, and you guys still come and visit. I'm gonna say this. I do not condone violence, and I don't agree with what happened in Guyana, but there are good people and there are bad people in every country. And in every country, there are different neighborhoods and communities with varied education levels. I would never say that I'm never gonna travel to a country because of one person or a few people's experience in a city, in a country, not even the entire country.
Did he tell any lies? You can talk about his delivery, you can question his motives, you can even say that he's cherry picking, but you can't argue the reality. Ellis from the Skint Northerners, a British travel vlog channel on YouTube, just gave one of the most scathing and unfiltered reviews of Georgetown, Guyana. It was perhaps the most infamous lowlight in a week full of exposés about the sides of Guyana that tourists typically don't see and marketing understandably ignores. Clips from one of his videos have gone viral many times over. The reactions are pouring in and it's safe to say that foreigners are shocked, many locals are embarrassed, and many Guyanese who migrated are clutching their pearls and acting brand new like they usually do. Many, like myself, are saying, "I told you so," because Ellis hasn't pointed out anything new. Many locals and top journalists like Gordon Mosley have pointed out these issues for years. But I guess it takes a foreigner to get a reaction. Ellis talked about too much for me to address in one video, so I'll focus on the biggest problem. Georgetown is a filthy, chaotic mess. Garbage everywhere, so much in disrepair or poorly maintained, no order on the roadways, and the poor attitudes of so many people are the flies on top of this great big cow pie. Those videos and the resulting discourse have showcased the results of when people don't care about their country and the leaders don't care about their people, to the extent that these negative attitudes and straight up squalor have become cultural. I must point out that most tour experiences in Guyana are carefully curated as any country would do, which is why many influencers and tourists show the best or are only shown the best. But for Guyana, the image and reality are sometimes so starkly different that it's no surprise that two vloggers who take their own path stumble into the worst without even trying. Uncleanliness, nasty attitudes, poor public facilities, and a plethora of other problems. We know the issues. We live them every day. Many are desensitized, detached, or delusional. So my question to the Guyanese at the top and at the bottom is, what are we going to do about it?
All the waterways are like this, just covered in plastic waste, sewage. Look down here. It's a proper mess. It's just laziness, isn't it? Pure laziness. No one really cares about where they're living.
Right, guys, welcome back to this particular YouTube channel. Now, guys, you see, when it's not easy for you to be in every particular place, that is why we depend with these YouTubers, especially we, the black people, we depend on these YouTubers, especially the black YouTubers, where when they travel, we see how they're treated, and that's when we feel that we can travel to that particular country. Because if our brother can be treated well in that particular country, then all of us can be treated well. But if our brothers cannot be treated well, then it is a dangerous place for us to go there. That's why when you saw Aisha Speed came to Africa, it was a big thing. The black people, the black community, everyone was watching to see how Aisha Speed is treated. That was very important to them. It was very, very important to them to see how Africans are treating this boy. Just 21-year-old boy. Now, the way actually, even if you saw the way he was treated in Kenya, it has made more people visit Kenya. More black people are coming to visit Kenya, and you saw the way they were saying that they were going to travel to this country, they're going to travel to South Africa, they're going to travel to this African country, because how Aisha Speed was treated. And that's what actually means. These YouTubers are very important to us, to every black person, because they carry our image. And now those, when we saw that video, that particular YouTuber didn't even have a problem. He was just doing his job. He was just doing his work in showing the entire world how Guyana is. But now he was assaulted. Now this has led to the black community saying that they are not going there anymore. They are not traveling to Guyana. Guyana is a no-go zone for the black people, because if you are treating our brothers like this, it was easier for him. He could have just said, "Don't record me, just do your business, but don't record me," not beating him. And I'm very sure that is what the black people are saying, that if it was a white person doing that particular documentary, then that person could not have a problem. But because it's just a black man recording it, there's a problem. There is a problem. And I just want to urge every other country. You see, it is very important on how you treat these people that have followers. It is very, very important, because they are the ones who are determining how the people are coming to your country. As just small incident can cause your country. As just small incident can cause your city. So you should be very, very careful. And as I told you earlier, black community, the black Americans, the black people are very sensitive on how you treat them. Mark that word. They are very, very sensitive, because they are also tired of facing racism. They are also tired of facing backlash. And now, what they do, they just keep their peace. If you welcome me, it's okay. If you don't want to welcome me, it's okay. I will stay on my lane. You stay on your lane. That's peaceful. So this is how the black people are. So be careful on how you treat their brothers. Otherwise, guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and also don't forget to share. See you in the next video. Goodbye.